Hi, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we have a really special guest, Gary Yuen, who was a product manager at Meta. And we actually worked together for a little bit while we were both on Facebook groups and actually shared the same manager for 2 whole months. Today, we'll be talking a little bit about his journey, his time at Meta, as well as how he navigated getting 4 offers after the layoffs. So welcome, Gary. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be chatting with you about this topic.
Yes. So I want to start off by giving the audience a little bit of an overview of your background. So can you tell us how you started your career as well as what made you decide to go into product management?
Yeah. So I started my career as a user experience designer. So I actually studied human-computer interaction in grad school, and I really liked designing products for people, and I really liked to dig into why people are motivated, and how to build a usable product. And I actually transitioned into product at a startup where I was a designer researcher, and I was looking for things to design. And so I was actually doing some of the product management role. I went to some of our customers, go talk to them about some of their pain points and problems, and started to write the specs and the requirements for those products. And frankly, at the time, I was just looking for things to build. I was excited about designing things. And eventually, the VP of product asked if I wanted to join the product team. And that's when I got started with product management. I just thought I'd give it a shot, and I've actually loved it ever since.
That's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like we both have similar backgrounds going from kind of design into products. What excited you about joining Meta?
I think the most exciting thing about joining Meta was to build products at a very large scale. I had worked at a few at least one bigger company before. I worked at Yahoo and also at AOL. Those two companies eventually merged, but I wanted to see what building products at a really large scale, for like 2 billion users, what that was going to be like. And I wanted to have that experience and see how big tech operates. And so, that's kind of was my motivation for joining Meta.
Got it. Yeah, I think Meta definitely has a lot of products that are at scale. So I think that's a really great experience to kind of get into. So be honest here, how long and how much time did it take you to prep for the PM interviews with Meta?
Gosh, I want to say maybe about 12 years. I had a friend that said this about getting a role at another, FANG company, but it really takes like your entire career, to prep for, one of these companies. For Meta, this was around, I think 2018, 2019, definitely took, besides the 10 years of experience, definitely took about, I would say, 3 months of preparation. And that also entailed, studying the different types of product cases, like the product sense, product execution cases, and then just also recalling all of the different projects that I did and reflecting on some of the behavioral leadership and drive questions. And so I probably did a bunch of I would say probably over 30 mock interviews at the time, just so that it feels like second nature. I'm not one of those people that can waltz into one of those case interviews and nail it. I know, some people are, but it takes a lot of practice, and you have to really just exercise your creativity and keep that muscle up in order to, do well in those. So definitely took a long time. It's, I would say at least 3 months, and the rest of my, all of my career before that.
Yeah, I think in talking to a lot of Meta PMs, I discovered that a lot of them took at least 3 to 6 months to prep, and many of them actually didn't get in on the first try. So it was really interesting to kind of get that perspective. Yeah. So once you joined Meta, was there anything that surprised you about the company or about the role?
Yeah, I think one of the things that surprised me about Meta was how grassroots it was. it's a company that is really, really large. I didn't really have a sense of how large it was until I actually joined the company. There's At the time I joined, there were probably like 800 to 1,000 product managers, and they were, still continuing to expand. This was in 2019, and because there's so many teams and so many different product managers, the company is very, I would say, like very grassroots centric, right? Where if you're a particular team and you're looking to collaborate with another team, there's really no top-down mandate for you to collaborate. You're very organically, you're reaching out to other teams and thinking about, how you can create a win-win scenario and pitching to them on, like what the impact of the collaboration might be, right? And so that was very surprising. The other aspect that was very surprising was the focus on metrics. Like, you hear a lot about this, and it was something that I thought like, oh yeah, of course, like there's a focus on metrics. When I joined, it was, you realize like there's so much measurement everywhere, and almost everything, every little behavior can be measured from a product improvement perspective, right? And so like that was very surprising, and in a way, I felt like having metrics and having a North Star made it super much easier for you to go to another product manager and talk about like what's your North Star metric, what are you optimizing for, and that actually made the alignment conversations much easier at times.
Yeah, for sure. I think I totally agree. I think the collaboration piece and then the focus on metrics were also like the two most surprising things for me when I first joined as well. So but I really do like the collaboration piece. I feel like that really helps with ensuring that there's like, well, if we do have disagreements between teams, it's usually resolved in a really good, like healthy way. So I really like that. Okay, so then overall, how did you feel about your time in career at Meta? I think because you were at Meta for like 3-4 years, so.
Yeah, I was there for almost 4 years, and it was a really good time. I mean, it was definitely very challenging in the beginning. It's a very fast-paced company, and that was not something that I had understood until I joined the company. And so, year one was really just me trying to figure out and navigate the Meta system, right? Understand how products are shipped and how fast the pace is, and then understanding like the different review systems and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so, took a bit of time to just overall get used to. But it's a really good learning experience, I would have to say, to be able to ship things that impact so many people. I remember the first product that I shipped, I think there were probably like 500 million users. And, that was kind of it's a very scary experience, shipping something to so many users that impact so many people. You really get a sense of like the gravity of the things that you're shipping. And, that's also why I believe we have so many different review systems where, there's multiple stakeholders that you work with to help give you feedback on how do you build a good product. And so that was something that I learned to incorporate feedback from like a number of different, XFN partners. And I would say, just building alignment is also something that you really need to learn at Meta. You really have to get buy-in from like all of your different partners. And so it's something, I think there was a quote at Meta where, you really have to earn that decision.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's not really a kind of, if you're a PM, you automatically sort of have that authority, right? Like as a PM, you're getting everyone together and convincing the team that this is, the right problem to solve, and this is what we're building and why we're building it. So a lot of it is like, how do you storytell and how do you make a convincing like story?
Yeah. I would say in my previous companies as a product manager, there's definitely times when I work with like an Eng team, and they may actually just say like, hey, like give me the list of stuff, tell me what to build and I'm going to build it, which is one model of working. At Meta, you definitely have engineers and other cross-functional stakeholders that are very interested in what they're building. They have a say,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of opinions on that,
Yeah.
right? And so that's a very different model of working that I didn't experience in my previous companies.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.